and welcome to UC Today. My name is Kieran Devlin and today's session is Maximising Contact Centre Performance Through Data. I'm delighted to be joined by Martin Mallow, Chairman at AIXI and Data Analytics Expert. Martin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. Very excited to be here.
Before we explore exactly how businesses can maximise performance in contact centres, please tell us a little bit about yourself, Martin, your work with AIXI and your expertise in the data field.
Absolutely. Again, thank you for having me. So I'm Martin. I've been working with AIXI now for a couple of months. I'm a chairman there. I work closely with the executive team around product strategy, go to market, but also with the board around, accretive value added acquisitions that we can make to enhance the portfolio. Big fan of data analytics. Obviously, being drawn to AIXI was a natural next step for me. At AIXI, for those who do not know, is a leading provider of cloud-based real-time customer experience insights solution. So we focus on enhancing the service portfolio of our partners, driving revenue growth in the cloud communication markets. So our solutions revolve around business insights, call center reporting, also CRM integration nowadays, and is trusted by over 600 telcos and IT providers worldwide, with a strong focus on the Cisco BroadSoft ecosystem, but now also Microsoft Teams, which we're extremely excited about.
That's terrific. And I guess before we explore exactly how data analytics can support contact centers in maximizing their performances, it's helpful to maybe outline some of the challenges in which these can be supported. So leveraging your expertise, what would you say are some of the key challenges contact centers are facing in 2024?
Right. Definitely volume, right? We have moved to e-commerce. We've moved to ordering from online. We are working remotely. So every organization has a contact center now is literally grappling with challenges such as, high customer expectations to respond quickly, be immediately on the phone, effective service, right? Not repeating yourself, and also having the ability to be accessible via various omnichannels, right? Be it on WhatsApp, be it on phone, of course, emails, and I expect two of them to connect. So there's a lot of pressure in order to provide a unified experience for those customers and ultimately retailers, and that is ultimately not done without any kind of data and analytics around it.
And moving on to the data analytics, you've kindly provided a helpful segue there. Can you please provide maybe before we dive into specifics and the nitty-gritty detail, and we will come to that shortly, can you maybe provide maybe a general overview for how data analytics can help address these contact center challenges?
Absolutely. At the heart of everything, if you want to improve anything from customer experiences to improve also the operational efficiency of my contact center, the people, and also reduce costs where we can, right, from an operational perspective. At the core of all of it is data, right? We collect a lot of data, telephony data, performance data, KPIs, but just collecting data on its own doesn't bring you any value, right? They say like data which is not realized is worthless. So we gotta bring this into a presentational, consumable format, such as data analytics, visualizations, reports, or other forms. But in particular, I think one key component that we've seen being extremely valuable and differentiating in the market is real-time analytics. So not just reporting on historical data, but seeing the data as it's being updated, as calls are being picked up. This has a new way to obviously identify bottlenecks and react directly when you see something happening on the spot. So with this, I think data analytics becoming more and more at the core of any kind of operation, and without it, unimaginable in my personal view.
Absolutely. And I think what's really helpful to, again, leverage your expertise here is maybe, can you please provide some practical use cases, some case studies where, for example, data produced from call center reporting can be invaluable? And why is that the case?
Yeah. So one perfect example, right, I think that we can all kind of affiliate with is, of course, in the healthcare sector, right? If you want to call the NHS or you have an emergency call, the real-time nature of that call is extremely important, right? A lot of you are probably calling NHS with anything from I have a headache to actually I need an ambulance right now. And how do you distinguish those things in real time, allocate it, manage it, which eventually, as a result, though, also translates into capacity planning, right? How many beds do we have available? Do we have enough staff in the hospital to cater for those calls? So this is one very classic example where real-time analytics around call centers within healthcare is extremely important, right? So the other thing is around sales, right? So I'm, for example, booking a call to make a booking with a flight. What if I drop, right? That's a lost sale opportunity. So the ability in real time to see drop off calls, picking them up while the person is still at the phone, it could literally mean a revenue opportunity realized that would otherwise been lost. So these are two examples where real-time analytics makes a key difference. And of course, then also around customer experience improvement. What did we do well? What not? What other people talking about? Which is informing wider strategic business decisions around strategies that we're running with our commercial products.
Now, obviously, every business is different, and the holistic needs of contact centers can be span myriad challenges, opportunities, and necessities or wants. Can data be flexible to adjust to these different requirements, these different wants? What would you say are the benefits and downsides of a general analytics service versus a more bespoke solution?
Absolutely. And I think this is one of the biggest dreams that everybody has of data and data analytics, that I just go to somewhere, ask a question, gives me the answer, and knows my business better than I do, and gives me the way how to rank. But in reality, that's very, very difficult to materialize, because every business is very individual. Of course, around call center reporting, there's quite standard ways on how you can have a wallboard, live calls, and other things, which probably everybody should have as a templated getting started, which makes it also quite easy, especially for small organizations who do not have resources to build and think about what kind of reporting they want. However, at the same time, right, I think you should have the ability to create some bespoke ad hoc reports on your own. So almost like a little self-service corner where you build charts, or you have charts being built for you that are either disseminated in PDF and other kind of formats is equally important. So some kind of, I would say 60-80% like turnkey, it started with that standard things. And if you want to bespoke and customize it, you should have the ability to do it within the same solution. You shouldn't have to go use something completely different or displace that. And I think that's the reality of every business, but also as an individual, right? We're quite similar to each other, but then quite different as well. And finding the right mix is, I think, what we've done quite well at AIXI, and we've proven that over the years.
I'm wondering if it's worth zooming out here to almost the business and operational level. And this is, I think when you discussed the real time analytics and how it can benefit decision making individually or certain efficiencies across the business, but I think it's also helpful to look at it that data and analytics can really genuinely materially improve the business across every department. What would you say are the benefits of visibility and data informed decision making to the business at large?
Absolutely. And this is one thing that I've been debating and working on for many, many, many years with various other experts in the field. So what if you don't have analytics? Let's start with that question. So the only way you can do and take decisions is effectively based on your gut, based on experience, based on what you maybe think is the right next step based on logical conclusions. Now, that is, of course, susceptible to biases, right? What worked before doesn't have to work now. And maybe I'm just wrong with my gut. Who says that my gut is always right? So for small businesses, that they might get away with that because you have full visibility of what is happening right left. But once the business becomes bigger and you have a lot of people working within the organization, and at the same time, a lot of customers transacting with you, there's no way to operate with a gut. So you need to get a factual understanding around what is happening in an organization using data. So we're talking about transparency, but at the same time, accountability, right? You can see whether a department performs well or no and why based on these KPIs and data analytics that are there. And of course, there's a time value of data. The longer you wait, the less time you have to react. So real timeness, or as close to real timeness, is always important. And using data then as a core of any kind of discussion for better decision making to improve customer experiences. I think that's always very important, but also have ideas around how can we improve operational efficiency. And moreover, any kind of strategic discussions you're having or resource optimizations should always be supplemented with data to provide the evidence that what you're thinking could be right. So I think nowadays every organization is banking heavily on data. I don't think that needs to be debated anymore, but I think a lot of people should be embracing data more, and consuming it. It's actually fun, and it helps you becoming more successful.
And I get one final question before I let you go, Martin. I'm really curious if maybe we focus specifically on SMBs on this front, because for them, fine margins, marginal gains are critical for success, for growth, for pushing to the next level. How can data support smaller and medium businesses in efficiencies and cost effectiveness?
Absolutely, I think this is one of the biggest blind spots I think in the industry, where people think that analytics or data analytics are only for big enterprises who have a lot of data, a lot of teams, but also the resources internally to build various solutions and reports. As a result, a lot of small and medium-sized businesses just neglect it, don't do it, and there's a lot of lost opportunity in there. So, what is the solution to that? Actually, it exists today. Something like a simple turnkey solution like AIXI, using other contact centers, omnichannel contact centers that are provided by our service providers and resellers, could be very simple. Out of the box, you get everything, and then you do analytics without having to invest in a resource, or ultimately building anything yourself, right? It's almost a little bit of a distraction, or people are scared of it because they don't know how to do it. It's a little bit of a myth, but in reality it can be quite simple, easy to turn on, and you get immediate value immediately. Speaking about the general versus the customizable one, and 60% analytics solution is actually going to move the needle on its own as well, and it's very easy to install, which I think is definitely something small businesses, that medium businesses, need definitely prioritize, I think, over the next couple of years or months, actually, in particular. And one such example, right, is around our own context as well. I want to re-highlight that, right? So it's not just analytics in terms of what is happening in real time, but Kix, for example, is also connecting to CRM solutions that you may be using. So whenever you pick up the phone, you immediately have the context of what's the last conversation we had, or what is a customer calling about? Are they actually a customer or a prospect? Have we been engaging with them? So the more information you have, the more improved the customer experience you can get. And especially for SMBs, where we have low margin, that could mean another sale, maybe another big sale, right? So do not neglect that. Take every opportunity you can, and it's actually not that hard.
Perfect. I think that's a really optimistic note in which to end today's session, and I've really enjoyed it. So thank you, Martin, for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for having me. This is a pleasure. And yeah, it's always fun to talk about data analytics, and especially around real time and the, capturing that time value of data. I think it's phenomenal. And yeah, thank you very much for having me.
And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share on social media, and we'll see you next time. I've been Kieran Devlin of UC Today. Thanks for watching.